right, so today we're going to be covering the first section of Sololearn, the overview. I'm going to be doing videos for each of the sections, not just for HTML, but everything that you guys are going to be learning. And if you ever have any questions, feel free to either comment your questions in the comment section of the video, or you can also email me and I will address your question. You can also text me and I'll eventually get back to you as to a question. I might do a little video answering your question or just email you back. And also you can jump on to the training between 2 and 4 Central Standard Time every day during the week. Well, Monday through Friday. All right, so the first thing that it's going to cover is what is HTML, hypertext markup language. So basically what HTML is, you're going to be learning a lot of different programming languages in the course of this training. And the first thing you're going to be learning is HTML, and HTML is kind of like the foundation of a house. The foundation and like the wood frame of a house when you're programming to build a website. Later, you're going to be learning about CSS, and CSS deals more with the styling and like making it look pretty, but HTML is the framework. It's what holds everything together, and it holds like the text and stuff like that. And later you'll get into, like I said, CSS, which makes it pretty, and then JavaScript, which is more like in your house, like the lights that you see in the house and the electronics that you see, just what the more technical stuff. And then when you get to Python, that's like the hidden stuff. That's more the electrical cords running inside your house and the plumbing and whatnot. Because what JavaScript does, and we'll get to that later, but what JavaScript does is it's more like doing like functions, or it's doing stuff. It's doing more like programming stuff. Like you can like check forms like to see if they did the right format or following instructions and whatnot. And then Python's doing like all the back end stuff, and then working with the database and stuff like that. But we'll get to that later. But right now you're learning HTML, which kind of holds it all together. It creates a lot of tags that you put. You're going to add your CSS into your HTML. You're going to add your JavaScript into your HTML. So it's kind of the framework that holds it together. When you build a website with just HTML, though, it's going to look super plain. You're just going to see it's going to hold the text and stuff like that. So that's just kind of a rundown of HTML. Don't expect to make your site look really pretty with just the HTML. That's going to happen with the other languages, but it's kind of just a rundown. So basic document structure. So HTML, everything's in tags in HTML, like it's saying. And of course, you start with your HTML tag. So you should have already watched the video on getting your web server up and running and everything. And so I'm not going to cover that. But so like this is a basic format for HTML, and everything is opening and closing. So here's your opening HTML tag, closing HTML tag. It always closes. You add that little slash right at the beginning of it to know it's the closing tag. So you're going to start off your document, with this is the very basics you'll ever have. And that's, you know, the HTML, your head, which is your header for like holding stuff like the title and like things that you're importing. You don't need to understand that now, but um, it's the stuff that the document gets before, or the browser gets before trying to, you know, start to print stuff to the screen, like what stuff it needs and whatnot. And so that's separate, opening and closing on its own before the body. Like as you see, like this HTML tag encompasses everything, um, you know, the body and the head and everything. But the head opens and closes, you know, first, and then normally you'd have stuff in there, but you don't have to. Um, and then, you know, the body of your text, like anything that you want to print to the screen is going to be there in the body. And so like with just this alone, you know, I can go ahead and, you know, this is the result. Like I said, it's not really pretty because it doesn't have any background, doesn't have any, you know, colors and anything like that at this point. But you know that your browser, like if somebody goes to your web page or whatever, you know, this is what they would see if you had just this right here, right? So so yeah, it's just HTML tag. Yeah, I already talked about, you know, the head. It's just what you put stuff into and whatnot, and then get to the body. Okay, so we basically just covered all that. All right. Creating your first HTML page. So they're just talking about using the text editor, but I'm having you guys use Visual Studio Code for your text editor. And when you are creating files, you can just, you know, click this. If you're navigated to the file already, you can just click this and it'll create a blank file for you. And but I mean, you guys don't need to do that right now. All you need to do is worry about, because there's more you need to do with it. You need to then import that file and whatnot. So for now, just use the file that I've already created for you guys to be able to, you know, display it to the screen and whatnot. But yes, you can, you know, just use a notepad even to create HTML pages, and you just then save it as, you know, .html, just like you would, you know, if it's a JPEG dot, you know, JPEG or whatnot. Okay, so this is just talking, again, I've kind of already covered this. You know, this is a line of text. Okay, just like I've got, you know, this is the HTML page, and I could change this, you know, obviously to whatever. It's fun. You know, and then whatever you change it to, it, you know, updates if you just refresh your browser. Okay. Yeah, so again, talking about the head and adding stuff. So if I wanted to add a title, yeah, just in the title tag, you can add that. And then when I go refresh this, so see the title is what's going to appear for people to see in, you know, they've got their different tabs and whatnot. You can have that right there. Plug my computer in real quick. Okay. All right, and I'm not going to cover this creating a blog, because and I'm not going to cover the quiz because this is all stuff that you'll just do in Sololearn. I'm not going to give you the answers to quizzes or anything. You should learn it and understand it. If you don't understand it, for sure you can ask me questions and I'll help you out, but I'm not going to just give it away in the video. But again, if you do need help, let me know and I'll help you out. So, all right, well, that's the first video. I'll do more for the rest, but I hope you enjoy programming, and I will see you for other videos. Have a good one.